The night air in Manila is thick with humidity and the distant hum of tricycles and street vendors calling out their last sales. Beneath a flickering streetlight, a slender boy of 12 stands barefoot on the cracked pavement, holding a violin that's almost as old as he is. The varnish has faded, and one of the tuning pegs is tied with thread, but it's his most treasured possession, the only thing his late father left him. His name is Arvin de la Cruz, and this small corner near the Quiapo market has become his nightly stage. Around him, people move quickly, tired workers, noisy jeepneys, children chasing each other, but when he lifts his bow and begins to play, the world seems to slow down. The melody of "Nearer My God to Thee" floats through the humid air, tender and aching. It's not just music, it's a prayer. Each note carries the weight of hunger, of sleepless nights beside his sick mother, and of a faith that refuses to die. The passers-by pause, drawn by the purity of his sound. Some drop coins into a small tin can at his feet, others simply stand and listen, hands over their hearts. Arvin's eyes close as he plays, remembering how his father used to guide his small hands on this same violin. He recalls his father's voice saying, "Play for God first, and the world will listen." Now, those words echo in his heart. When the final note fades, silence lingers before soft applause breaks out. Arvin bows shyly, collects the few coins, and smiles faintly. He glances at the sky, whispering, "That was for you, Papa." Then he takes his violin and disappears into the narrow alley, a boy with a dream far larger than the streets that hold him. A few weeks pass, and Arvin continues his nightly routine, playing his violin under the same flickering streetlight, rain or shine. But one evening, as he plays, "Nearer My God to Thee," with his eyes closed, a foreign couple stops to listen. The woman quietly records him on her phone, moved to tears by the haunting melody that seems to rise above the noise of the city. She uploads the video online that same night, captioning it, "A poor boy from Manila plays from the soul." Within days, Arvin's world changes. The video spreads across social media like wildfire. Millions watch in awe, commenting about the Filipino boy who plays like an angel. News outlets pick up the story, calling him the street violinist who touched the world. Arvin, unaware of his growing fame, is shocked when a local cafe owner rushes to him one morning, phone in hand, saying, "You're on the internet, boy. The whole world's watching you." Confused and embarrassed, he watches himself play on the tiny screen, reading messages from people in countries he's never even heard of, all praising his gift. Then, one night, as Arvin sits beside his sleeping mother, a soft ding sounds on their old borrowed cell phone. He opens the message, reading it aloud in disbelief. Greater than, "Dear Arvin de la Cruz, you have been invited to audition for America's Got Talent 2025 in Los Angeles." Tears well up in his eyes. His mother, weak but smiling, clasps his hand. "Your father's dream, it's coming true," she whispers. The next day, the whole neighborhood gathers, helping Arvin fix his violin, lending him clothes, and praying for his journey. For the first time, the boy from the Manila streets dares to dream beyond them. Stage blazed down on Arvin de la Cruz, who stands nervously at center stage, clutching his old violin. The vast theater feels like another world, cameras everywhere, thousands of faces watching, and 4 famous judges staring at him from across the stage. His heart thunders in his chest. He's never seen anything like this before. Simon Cowell leans forward, studying the boy. "Hello there, what's your name?" he asks, gently. "Arvin, sir," the boy replies, voice trembling but polite. "And what will you be performing for us tonight?" Arvin glances down at his violin, swallowing hard. "A song my father taught me, Nearer My God to Thee." The crowd grows silent. Even the judges shift in their seats. Arvin closes his eyes, raises his bow, and lets the first note sing out. The sound is soft, fragile, but within moments, it fills the entire auditorium. Each stroke of the bow carries a lifetime of struggle, love, and faith. Images flash through Arvin's mind as he plays, his father smiling, his mother coughing in the small room back home, the streetlight that was once his spotlight. The melody rises, pure and reverent, echoing like a prayer across the hall. The audience leans in, spellbound. No backing track, no orchestra, just a barefoot boy and his violin, turning silence into emotion. As the final note fades, there's a breathless pause. Then, thunderous applause. People rise to their feet, cheering, crying, shouting his name. Arvin opens his eyes in disbelief, tears streaming down his face. On the judges' panel, Simon Cowell sits frozen, eyes glassy, lips pressed together. Something deep inside him has shifted, and he's not the only one. The applause still echoes when Simon Cowell raises his hand, signaling the crowd to quiet down. His face is different now, softened, emotional, almost trembling. Arvin stands frozen under the spotlight, clutching his violin as golden dust from the stage lights glimmers around him. Simon exhales deeply before speaking. Arvin, he begins, voice unsteady, I've judged thousands of performances over the years, but I don't think I've ever felt something like that. The audience murmurs in agreement. You didn't just play the violin, you told a story. You told your story, and I think everyone here felt it. Arvin's lower lip quivers. He bows slightly, whispering, thank you, sir. Beside Simon, Sofia Vergara wipes her eyes, saying softly, that was heaven, pure heaven. Heidi Klum adds, you reminded us why we love music. Even Howie Mandel nods, saying, there's something divine about your gift. Simon glances down for a moment, his expression unreadable. Then he slowly stands, walks toward the judge's table, and presses the golden buzzer. The entire theater explodes into cheers as golden confetti rains down from above. Arvin gasps, covering his mouth, tears spilling freely down his cheeks. He looks up toward the ceiling, as if speaking to his father somewhere beyond the lights. Simon walks up the stage steps, places a reassuring hand on Arvin's shoulder, and whispers, your father would be so proud of you. Those words shatter what little composure the boy had left. He breaks down, sobbing, clutching his violin to his chest. As the confetti swirls around them, the audience stands in reverence, no longer watching a poor boy from the streets of Manila, but a young artist whose faith and music have touched the world. And on that grand stage, even Simon Cowell cries. Months after his unforgettable America's Got Talent performance, Arvin de la Cruz returns home to the Philippines. As the airplane descends, he gazes out the window at the familiar patchwork of rooftops, the winding streets, and the golden sunset that mirrors the confetti that once fell over him. He's no longer just a street boy, he's now the Filipino violinist who made the world cry. When he steps out of the terminal, he's met by a sea of people, neighbors, classmates, strangers waving flags and holding signs that read, welcome home, Arvin. And, our pride, our miracle. The media flashes cameras, children chant his name, and yet, amid the noise, Arvin's eyes search for one face. There, at the front of the crowd, stands his mother, frail but smiling, tears streaming down her cheeks. Arvin runs to her, dropping his bag, embracing her tightly. We did it, Mama, he whispers, his voice breaking. She touches his face tenderly, whispering back, no, Anik, you did it. Your music brought light to the world. Later that evening, their small home glows with candles. The whole community gathers outside, quiet and expectant. Arvin lifts his father's violin once more and begins to play, Nearer My God to Thee. The same melody that once echoed under a flickering streetlight now fills the air of his humble neighborhood, richer and deeper than ever. Children sit on rooftops, elders close their eyes in prayer, and his mother weeps softly as the song carries through the Manila night. When the final note fades, Arvin smiles through his tears and looks up at the sky.